Norfolk County Council is driving ahead with technology innovation in every area it touches, all underpinned by one ambition: to become the UK's best connected rural county. The organisation's CTO, Kurt Frary, tells Digital Bulletin about his burning desire to leverage technology to improve the lives of every citizen and business in Norfolk. The East Anglian county of Norfolk in the UK might not automatically come to mind when you think of technology innovation. Sprawling over almost 1.3 million acres, it is the UK's fourth largest county, with great swathes of rural land punctuated by market towns and boasting some stunning coastlines. But while residents and visitors often delight in what can be a slower pace of life, the county's largest public sector organisation is looking to catapult Norfolk into the technology fast lane. With its HQ set in the county's only city, Norwich, Norfolk County Council is the top-tier local government authority for its population of just over 900,000 people, providing vital services to citizens and businesses in the area. But behind the scenes, the organisation's technology team is implementing a range of initiatives to turn Norfolk into a technological blueprint for other counties to follow. Kurt Frary is Assistant Director of ICT and Chief Technical Officer and a key player in its technology transformation efforts. A Norfolk native, he is acutely aware of the organisation's responsibility to make the county more digitally connected.
So we're on the journey in terms of both delivery of the foundation of connectivity we need to provide digital services in Norfolk, and that includes improving broadband. We've improved broadband significantly across the region, so people who live in Norfolk will have faster speeds in their homes. Some of the challenges of living and working in a large rural county are it's rural. You haven't got connectivity, you haven't got that foundation there to maybe access the internet, use digital services, and we're cognizant of that. We know that actually if we're to help people in the adult social care arena, maybe help people stay in their homes longer, live independently longer, we need to use digital to enable that, and maybe so we can service more citizens. Also businesses in the region, if they haven't got connectivity where they want to start the business, where they want to operate, then they can't operate and they'll go somewhere else. So we're keen as a local authority to make sure we give businesses what they need, which is the foundation to digital services, which is connectivity.
Frary's teams work concurrently on any number of projects and initiatives, but they are all underpinned by a wider goal: to become the best connected rural county in the UK. Central to that ambition is a £500,000 programme that kicked off less than 6 months ago, which is installing a comprehensive long-range, wide-area network made up of 220 Internet of Things gateways, 110 in Norfolk and 110 in the neighbouring county of Suffolk, the largest of its kind in the UK.
The network will be free for people to use, whether you're a private citizen, a business or public sector. So that's an approach no one else has taken across the country. It will be the largest in the UK. We're almost the largest already. It's widely used, this technology is widely used in Europe. However, when you look at Europe compared to the UK, we were behind a year and a half ago. We're now catching up significantly, and that's because of the initiatives Norfolk has taken and other people following us.
Norfolk County Council is responsible for maintaining Norfolk's 10,000-kilometre road networks and bus routes, and is leveraging IoT technology in built-up areas of the county to make better informed decisions and save the organisation significant amounts of money.
So we spend £3.4 million on grit and runs every single year to keep the roads safe, protect people, make sure that they're not icy. Each run costs about £25,000. We've put sensors in the road in Great Yarmouth and Kings Lynn, low-cost IoT sensors to tell us the temperature, and that helps us grit when we need to grit and not grit when we don't need to grit, and that saves £8,000 per grit run.
As a rural county, agriculture is hugely important to Norfolk, adding millions of pounds to the economy and supporting thousands of jobs. And now agri-tech firms are benefiting from NCC's LoRaWAN IoT rollout. with 5 farms in the county using the technology to monitor their crops and factors such as moisture levels and precipitation. Information is fed into a dashboard, and an associated app is able to give farmers guidance on when apples need to be sprayed, for example. Norfolk Trails, which provides information on the county's walking, cycling and horse riding routes, is also leveraging the network, tracking the most popular choices and helping NCC to decide where to place funding for the service.
The most exciting thing about the project is every time we talk to anyone about it, another 10 use cases come out. So we have all of these use cases, and we've had to slow it down rather than speed it up. So rather than deal with the 20, 30, 40 we've got on the books, we've had to do 2 or 3 at a time and make sure they deliver, which is a very nice position to be in.
The project is already benefiting a number of the county's companies and has piqued the interest of other local authorities in the UK, keen to take a look at how Norfolk is utilising technology to become a better connected county.
Having a connected rural county is really important, especially for businesses, small or large. If we want them to come and start a business or move to Norfolk and run their business and help the economy, we need the right connectivity here in this region. Now, we've taken strides to make that happen with our strategy and the projects we're running, but also we're doing innovative stuff that the rest of the UK isn't necessarily doing. We're getting eyes on us from all over the place. We have Leeds coming to see us, we've got Leicester coming to see us. They're talking to us about, can we follow your strategy, can we follow your lead? And our partners, such as Capita, are saying, come and look at Norfolk. It's amazing what they're doing. They're doing things differently. They're not the usual local public sector authority. They're doing things differently.
The network will give NCC a dynamic, real-time data set, tracking a number of metrics across the county, which it will then be able to drill down into to derive meaningful insights and intelligence. With this trove of information at its fingertips, NCC will be in a position to make better informed decisions about spending, services and initiatives to improve the lives of its citizens and trading conditions for businesses. Frary also has an ambition to publish large swathes of data as a public record, free for businesses and citizens to use as they see fit.
So we're getting a lot of data. What's really interesting is, once we get that data, you can put it together and make better sense of it and make better decisions. For instance, if we're monitoring air quality across Norfolk, or we're monitoring rainfall, other services can use it, but other businesses. Which means, as a public record, that gives something back, but also allows us to then look across the county and become a real digital county, a smart county. And being a smart county, we've got a data set we can then build on. And the more data you put in, the more better information you'll get back. You can make really smart decisions if you've got the information you need to hand.
Frary is clearly passionate about the work the organisation's technology teams carry out, and mentions more than once the autonomy people are given to be creative and innovative. He is also quick to credit NCC's leader, Andrew Proctor, and its other executives.
We have senior backing all the way to the top. So one of the things I'm really proud of is Norfolk County Council is really different to other local authorities, both to work for, but also we're doing things differently. We've got a just try it attitude. You know, if it's low cost and you can try something and prototype it, just get on and do it. And if that's successful, then you can then initiate a project or pilot. Other authorities, I think, in the past have taken the, well, we've got to do 99% or 100% and work up all the detail before we try something, which may have been wasted effort. We don't do that here. We get on with stuff.
In that spirit, Frary and his team recently sat down to brainstorm how they could verify the information they had about mobile coverage across Norfolk. The decision was taken to hire a private firm to drive across the county with mobiles fitted with the various network operator SIM cards to see if the coverage matched up to the operator's claims. In some instances, the coverage was not the same as that claimed by the operators, but rather than castigate them, Frary and his team put their heads down to come up with a mutually beneficial solution.
We're not in the game of beating them up, we're in the game of working with them to improve things for the citizens of Norfolk. So we've brought them back in and discussed with them how we can improve that coverage and fill in those gaps. And one of the stances we're taking, which is very different to the rest of the country, is to allow them to use our public sector buildings. We've offered saying, you can come and use these buildings, but we're not charging them for that. We're allowing them to do it for free or for the cost of the installation. That allows them to look at their commercial model and deliver something for us without beating them up. And actually is quite a nice approach to it, because we've seen some actual movement on there and we're getting better coverage in Norfolk as a product of that initiative.
Working collaboratively with other organisations, public or private, to benefit the county is a theme that shines through when talking to Frary. Key to achieving the aim of establishing Norfolk as the best connected rural county in the UK is ensuring partnerships move beyond supplier-type relationships into deeper and longer-lasting affiliations with shared interests and goals. One of the very best examples of this approach in action is NCC's partnership with Capita, the internationally renowned consulting and professional services company. Capita has supplied the council with more than 130 LoRaWAN gateways to support its deployment of IoT devices, while in February the two agreed a new contract to upgrade NCC's fibre network and the extension of their existing deal for network and IT services. The fibre contract, valued at £6 million, involves an upgrade for the county's existing hybrid network to a local full fibre network. Frary is effusive in his praise for the partnership NCC and Capita have developed.
So if I reflect on the partnership and the relationship with Capita, I would probably say it's outstanding. I've managed many suppliers over many years in my role, both in Norfolk and elsewhere, and I haven't seen a partnership like this working this effectively ever. If you'd asked me 4 years ago, were they playing in this game in terms of our strategy, I'd probably said no. But I've worked very closely with our team of directors from Capita and their ambitions, being very clear about what our ambitions are for Norfolk County Council, and they gel very nicely. So we've spent a lot of time working through what we're trying to achieve. They've spent a lot of time understanding us as a customer, and now they put significant effort and time into helping us achieve those things.
Frary says that Capita has gone the extra mile with its relationship with NCC, doing things you wouldn't expect to see a supplier do. Those things include attending events such as Norfolk's County Show with NCC to speak to customers, get a better understanding of what they require, part funding NCC's Social Value Fund, and attending Step Into Tech events, where children are encouraged to get hands-on with technology and understand how it can shape their future careers.
I think some of the things we're delivering would not have been achieved without Capita helping us.
With a number of the technology team's initiatives in full flow, the journey to becoming the UK's best connected rural county is well underway. But, says Frary, in the longer term, that will be the foundation for even greater change. He and his team are looking further afield, keen to explore how technology can help transform the services it is offering to its citizens, none of which are more important as adult care.
We need to be looking, and are looking now, at transforming our services to make them more digital. One really good example is how we're looking at adult social care. As an authority, we spend £1 million a day on adult social care. As a rural county, we have a lot of migration to Norfolk of the older generation who are retiring. So that challenge is going to get bigger. One of the things we're doing with the technology is to look to see how we can help people live independently longer. Now, some of it is around putting sensors in people's homes, if they're agreeable to it, which monitors whether, if someone normally gets up in the morning and makes a cup of tea, if they don't get up by a certain time within a certain tolerance, do we need to send a trusted friend or neighbour around, taking the strain off public sector services?
Speaking more broadly, Frary concludes by saying that the ambition for NCC has to be to improve services through the innovative use of technology in every area it comes into contact with citizens and businesses.
We want to look at every single service, kickstart innovation, and find out where we can change them, transform them so we can deliver more for less money and really make a difference to the people in Norfolk. We also want to encourage businesses to start and stay in Norfolk, and that relies on us promoting Norfolk's a good place to live, work and deliver services from, which means that we need to promote all the work we've already done around connectivity. And finally, we want to make sure that we're delivering things to the public so that they can choose to create a business in Norfolk, upskill them so that they're better informed and they can do the things that you would expect to do anywhere else in the country. I believe Norfolk's leading the way on these things. I believe across the country, nationally, people are coming to us to look at what we're doing because we seem to be doing the right things.